Clara's Christmas Eve was quiet. Snow fell softly outside her window, blanketing the town in white. Inside, a grand tree twinkled, covered in lights and shiny ornaments. Clara, with her bright, curious eyes and a ribbon in her brown hair, sat on the floor. She found an old box tucked away under the lowest branches. Inside, nestled in faded velvet, was a Nutcracker. He was a soldier, painted in a brilliant red uniform with gold buttons, but his jaw was cracked and one wooden arm was chipped. His painted smile looked a little sad. Clara gently picked him up. As her fingers traced the crack in his jaw, a tiny spark of golden light flickered. The Nutcracker's wooden eyes blinked. "Thank you," a small voice whispered, squeaky and wooden. Clara gasped, nearly dropping him. He stood up on her palm, wobbling on his little black boots. "My name is Captain Nikolai," he said, his painted face filled with worry, "and I need your help. My regiment is lost. Christmas magic is fading without them." He pointed a tiny wooden hand towards the grandfather clock. Its pendulum had stopped swinging. What happened to his soldiers? And why was the magic fading? Captain Nikolai explained. They were the guardians of the Christmas star, the source of all holiday magic. But the Mouse King, with his shadowy army, had captured them. He locked them away in the land of sweets, now a gloomy, colorless place. The Christmas star, high atop the palace, was dimming. If it went out, Christmas joy would vanish forever. Clara looked from the sad little captain to the twinkling, but somehow less bright tree. She knew she had to help. Courage filled her heart. "I'll help you, Captain," she declared. With a nod from the captain, the world around Clara began to spin. The Christmas tree grew taller and taller, its branches becoming a massive, fragrant forest. The ornaments swelled into giant, sparkling globes of light. The rug transformed into a field of soft, green moss. Clara had shrunk, or maybe everything else had grown. She was now the same size as Captain Nikolai. He stood beside her, looking determined. "The land of sweets is through the old grandfather clock," he said, pointing. "But the Mouse King's patrols are everywhere. We must be clever. Can a little girl and a cracked Nutcracker really face a whole army?" They crept through the enormous living room, hiding behind giant presents and under the massive armchair, which looked like a fuzzy mountain. Shadowy mice with sharp, beady eyes scurried past, their whiskers twitching. Clara held her breath, her heart pounding like a drum. Captain Nikolai guided her, his tiny sword drawn. They finally reached the grandfather clock. It loomed over them like a tall tower. The door creaked open, revealing not gears and weights, but a swirling tunnel of rainbow light. It was the portal to the land of sweets. Stepping through was like jumping into a painting, but it was a sad painting. The lollipop trees were gray. The gingerbread houses had crumbling walls. The river of chocolate was a sluggish brown sludge. In the distance, a dark castle made of licorice stood against a dull sky. That's where the Mouse King lived, and that's where the Nutcracker Regiment was imprisoned. The air was cold and joyless. Clara saw sad-faced gingerbread people hiding in their homes. Hope was almost gone. They needed a hero, or two. How could they possibly get inside that dark fortress? Clara had an idea. She noticed the Mouse King's guards were distracted by anything sweet. She found a patch of candy canes that still had some color. Working with Nikolai, she snapped off pieces and tossed them away from the castle gates. The mouse guards, unable to resist, scrambled after the treats. The distraction worked. The main gate was left unguarded for just a moment. "Now," Clara whispered. They slipped through the gate, their little feet silent on the dark stone. Inside the castle was a maze of dark corridors. They tiptoed past sleeping guards and finally found the dungeon. Behind a heavy, iron-barred door were the lost soldiers. There were hundreds of them, all slumped and colorless. Their red uniforms faded to a dusty pink. They had lost all hope. Captain Nikolai called out to them, his voice echoing in the gloom. "Soldiers, we are here to bring you home." One by one, the soldiers looked up. A tiny flicker of light returned to their eyes when they saw their captain, but how could they escape? Clara spotted the key. It was huge and rusty, hanging on a hook right above the Mouse King's throne. And sitting on that throne was the king himself, a giant mouse with a crooked crown and a cruel snare, fast asleep. This was her moment to be brave. While Nikolai quietly rallied his men, Clara climbed. She scaled the enormous throne, her fingers and toes finding holds in the carved wood. She reached the key, her breath held tight. With a huge effort, she lifted it from its hook. It was heavy. She carefully climbed down, her muscles straining. With a loud clank, the key turned in the lock. The dungeon door swung open. The Nutcracker soldiers, seeing their chance, marched out quietly. Hope was returning. Their colors grew brighter with every step. As they marched from the castle, the land of sweets began to change. The chocolate river started to flow again. The lollipop trees glowed with color. The Christmas star above the palace brightened, casting a warm, golden light over everything. The gingerbread people cheered. Clara, standing with Captain Nikolai, watched as her brave choice brought hope back to the world. Christmas was saved. And it was all thanks to a little girl who decided to be brave. Thank you for coming along with us for this magical Christmas adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night, little one.